NFPA 101, the Life Safety Code, addresses requirements for juvenile occupancies. Specifically, Section 33.5.1.1 states that permanent lighting shall be provided for all spaces occupied by juveniles, including detention cells. Section 33.5.1.2 further specifies that electrical fixtures and wiring installed within detention cells shall be approved for detention cell use. It's important to emphasize that NFPA 101 does not specify a specific voltage requirement for lighting fixtures in juvenile detention cells. The code focuses on the suitability and safety of the electrical components within that environment. Historically, 120 volts lighting has been commonly used in correctional facilities, including juvenile detention cells. This was often due to its wide availability and compatibility with standard electrical equipment used in these types of facilities. However, the use of 120 volts lighting was never a mandated requirement of NFPA 101 or any other applicable codes. The choice of voltage was often based on practical considerations and available technology at the time. With the advancement of technology, alternative voltage options for lighting fixtures in detention cells are becoming increasingly available. For example, some facilities may choose to implement 24 volts or 32 volts lighting systems. The primary reason for considering lower voltage systems is to reduce the potential risk of electrical accidents and subsequent injury within the detention environment. Low voltages can inherently provide a greater margin of safety compared to higher voltage systems like 120 volts. Therefore, to reiterate, there is no code requirement that lighting fixtures in juvenile detention cells must be fed from a 120 volts power source. The key requirement is that all electrical fixtures and wiring installed within detention cells must be specifically approved for detention cell use. This approval process typically involves rigorous testing and certification to ensure that the equipment can withstand the unique challenges presented by the detention environment, such as potential tampering, vandalism, and exposure to moisture or other environmental factors. The approval process will depend on what is required by the authority having jurisdiction. It is crucial to consult with qualified electrical engineers, safety experts, and local code officials to determine the most appropriate and safe lighting solution for a juvenile detention facility, taking into account the specific needs and characteristics of the facility and its occupants. The selection of lighting should always prioritize safety and compliance with all applicable codes and standards. Let's consider some factors that influence the selection of lighting systems in detention environments. Firstly, safety is paramount. A chosen lighting system should minimize the risk of electrical shock or other hazards to both inmates and staff. This includes selecting fixtures and wiring that are tamper-resistant and appropriately grounded. Secondly, durability is essential. Detention facilities are often subject to heavy use and potential abuse. Lighting fixtures should be robust and able to withstand physical impacts and other forms of wear and tear. Thirdly, energy efficiency is an important consideration, especially in large facilities with numerous lighting fixtures. Energy-efficient lighting technologies, such as light-emitting diode, can help reduce energy consumption and lower operating costs. Fourthly, light level requirements must be met. Adequate lighting is necessary for safety, security, and the well-being of inmates. The specific light levels required may vary depending on the area of the facility and the activities taking place in that area. Fifthly, control and monitoring are important. The lighting system should be designed to allow for easy control and monitoring of light levels throughout the facility. This can help improve security and energy efficiency. Sixthly, maintenance should be considered. The chosen lighting system should be easy to maintain and repair, with readily available replacement parts. The design should also consider the ease of access for maintenance personnel. Seventhly, compliance with codes and standards is mandatory. The lighting system must comply with all applicable codes and standards, including NFPA 101, as well as any local built-in codes or regulations. Let's discuss some of the specific types of lighting fixtures that are commonly used in detention facilities. Firstly, recessed lighting fixtures are often used in ceilings to provide general illumination. These fixtures are typically tamper-resistant and can be fitted with protective lenses to prevent damage. Secondly, surface-mounted lighting fixtures can be used on walls or ceilings where recess mounting is not feasible. These fixtures should also be tamper-resistant and durable. Thirdly, linear lighting fixtures are often used in corridors and other long, narrow spaces. These fixtures can provide uniform illumination and can be easily maintained. Fourthly, emergency lighting fixtures are essential for providing illumination during power outages or other emergencies. These fixtures should be powered by a backup power source and should be regularly tested to ensure that they are functioning properly. Fifthly, specialized lighting fixtures may be required for specific areas of the facility, such as medical examination rooms or workshops. These fixtures should be chosen to meet the specific needs of the area. Let's delve deeper into the consideration of 24 volts or 32 volts lighting systems as alternatives to 120 volts lighting in detention facilities. The primary advantage of these low voltage systems is enhanced safety. The reduced voltage significantly minimizes the risk of electrical shock, making the environment safer for both inmates and staff. This is particularly important in areas where there is a higher potential for contact with electrical components. Another advantage is the potential for increased energy efficiency. Lower voltage light emitting diode lighting systems can often achieve comparable light output with lower energy consumption compared to traditional 120 volts lighting technologies. This can result in significant cost savings over the lifespan of the lighting system. It's important to note that the implementation of 24 volts or 32 volts lighting systems may require the use of transformers to step down the voltage from the main power supply. These transformers should be appropriately sized and installed in accordance with all applicable codes and standards. The selection of lighting control systems is also an important consideration. Lighting control systems can be used to automatically adjust light levels based on occupancy, daylight availability, or other factors. This can further improve energy efficiency and reduce operating costs. Some common types of lighting control systems include occupancy sensors, daylight sensors, and time clocks. Occupancy sensors detect the presence of people in a space and automatically turn the lights on or off accordingly. Daylight sensors measure the amount of natural light available and adjust the artificial light levels to maintain a consistent level of illumination. Time clocks can be used to schedule lighting to turn on and off at specific times of the day. The use of lighting control systems can also enhance security by providing the ability to remotely control and monitor lighting levels throughout the facility. This can be particularly useful during emergencies or other security incidents. It's crucial to ensure that all lighting control systems are tamper-resistant and cannot be easily overridden by inmates. Regular inspections and maintenance of the lighting system are essential to ensure its continued safe and efficient operation. Inspections should be conducted to identify any damaged or malfunctioning fixtures, wiring, or control components. Maintenance should include replacing burned-out lamps, cleaning fixtures, and testing emergency lighting systems. It's important to keep accurate records of all inspections and maintenance activities. The lighting system should be designed and installed in accordance with all applicable codes and standards. This includes the National Electrical Code or NEC, as well as any local building codes or regulations. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the installation of electrical wiring and equipment, including lighting fixtures. It's essential to consult with qualified electrical engineers and contractors to ensure that the lighting system is compliant with all applicable codes and standards. Proper grounding of the lighting system is critical for safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to prevent electrical shock. All lighting fixtures, wiring, and control components should be properly grounded in accordance with the NEC. The grounding system should be regularly inspected and tested to ensure that it is functioning properly. Surge protection is another important consideration, particularly in areas that are prone to lightning strikes or other electrical surges. Surge protective devices can help protect sensitive electronic equipment, such as lighting control systems, from damage caused by surges. Surge protective devices should be installed at the service entrance and at any other locations where sensitive equipment is located. The selection of surge protective devices should be based on the specific voltage and current requirements of the equipment being protected. Coordination with other building systems is essential. The lighting system should be coordinated with other building systems, such as the fire alarm system, the security system, and the HVAC system. This can help to ensure that all systems operate safely and efficiently. For example, the lighting system may be designed to automatically turn on in the event of a fire alarm activation. The design should also consider the impact of the lighting system on the HVAC system. Lighting fixtures generate heat, which can increase the cooling load in the HVAC system. Energy-efficient lighting technologies can help reduce the amount of heat generated by lighting fixtures, which can lower cooling costs. Training of staff is essential. Staff should be properly trained on the operation and maintenance of the lighting system. This includes training on how to operate lighting control systems, how to replace burned-out lamps, and how to identify and report any problems with the lighting system. Staff should also be trained on the safety procedures to follow when working with electrical equipment. The design of the lighting system should consider the specific needs of the inmates. For example, inmates may require different levels of lighting for different activities, such as reading, sleeping, or working. The lighting system should be designed to provide adequate illumination for all activities while minimizing glare and shadows. The lighting system should also be designed to minimize the potential for inmates to tamper with or damage the fixtures. Regular audits of the lighting system can help identify areas for improvement. Audits should be conducted to assess the energy efficiency, safety, and performance of the lighting system. The results of the audit should be used to develop a plan for improving the lighting system. The plan may include replacing inefficient fixtures, upgrading lighting control systems, or improving maintenance procedures. The selection of a qualified electrical contractor is essential for ensuring that the lighting system is properly installed and maintained. The contractor should have experience working on similar projects and should be licensed and insured. The contractor should also be familiar with all applicable codes and standards. The contract should clearly define the scope of work, the schedule, and the payment terms. The contract should also include provisions for warranties and guarantees. Communication is key. Effective communication between the owner, the architect, the engineer, the contractor, and the staff is essential for ensuring that the lighting system meets the needs of the facility. Regular meetings should be held to discuss the progress of the project and to address any issues that arise. The design should be documented. The design of the lighting system should be thoroughly documented. This includes drawings, specifications, and calculations. The documentation should be kept in a safe place and should be readily available for reference. The documentation should also be updated to reflect any changes that are made to the lighting system. Flexibility is important. The lighting system should be designed to be flexible so that it can be easily adapted to changing needs. This may include providing the ability to reconfigure lighting zones to adjust light levels or to add new fixtures. The design should also consider the potential for future expansion of the facility. Sustainability should be a consideration. The lighting system should be designed to be sustainable. This includes using energy-efficient lighting technologies, minimizing waste, and using materials that are environmentally friendly. The design should also consider the life cycle costs of the lighting system. The cost of disposal should be considered. The design should consider the cost of disposal of the lighting fixtures at the end of their useful life. Some lighting fixtures contain hazardous materials, such as mercury, which must be disposed of properly. The design should specify the proper disposal methods for these fixtures. It's important to prioritize quality. The quality of the lighting is important for the well-being of the inmates. The lighting should be of sufficient brightness and uniformity to allow for comfortable and safe vision. The lighting should also be free of flicker and glare. The design should consider the color rendering properties of the lighting fixtures. The Color Rendering Index, or CRI, is a measure of how accurately a light source renders the colors of objects. A CRI of 80 or higher is generally recommended for detention facilities. The design should also consider the color temperature of the lighting fixtures. The color temperature is a measure of the warmth or coolness of the light. A color temperature of 3000 Kelvin or lower is generally recommended for detention facilities. Security is a priority. The security of the lighting system is a priority. The lighting system should be designed to prevent inmates from using the fixtures as weapons or to assist in escape attempts. The fixtures should be tamper-resistant and should be securely mounted. The wiring should be concealed and protected. The lighting system should be designed to minimize the potential for vandalism. The fixtures should be durable and resistant to damage. The lighting system should be designed to be easy to clean and maintain. The fixtures should be smooth and free of crevices where dirt and grime can accumulate. The lighting system should be designed to minimize the risk of fire. The fixtures should be listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or UL, and should be installed in accordance with the NEC. The lighting system should be designed to minimize the risk of electrical shock. The fixtures should be properly grounded and should be installed in accordance with the NEC. The lighting system should be designed to minimize the risk of injury. The fixtures should be installed in locations where they are not likely to be struck by inmates or staff. The fixtures should be designed to be impact resistant. Remember to consult the authority having jurisdiction. The final decision on the design of the lighting system should be made in consultation with the authority having jurisdiction. The authority having jurisdiction is the local agency that is responsible for enforcing built-in codes and regulations. The authority having jurisdiction may have specific requirements for lighting systems in detention facilities. It is important to obtain the approval of the authority having jurisdiction before installing the lighting system. In summary, while 120 volts lighting has historically been common, it's not a mandatory requirement for juvenile detention cells according to NFPA 101. The key is ensuring all electrical fixtures and wiring are approved for detention cell use, prioritizing safety, durability, and compliance with all applicable codes. Alternative voltage options like 24 volts or 32 volts offer enhanced safety benefits.